Hi everyone. It's so good to see you guys. Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Aw. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. And a special thanks to Jackie. I'll pin her video in a little bit, but she's one thing I love about her. Well, I guess I should start. I don't know if you guys know, but we're success partners. So Jackie and I we try to talk at least once a month and help each other out with things that we're struggling with. We set goals together. We push each other. This month we're actually having a recruiting competition between the two of us, which is kind of perfect since Jackie's talking about recruiting. But it's just kind of nice to have someone else that's at the same point in the business as me that I can bounce ideas off of. So if you guys have not gotten a success partner yet or another person in the business, I totally recommend doing it. Find someone that is at the same point in the business with you that you can bounce ideas off of. You can challenge each other. When Jackie rank advances, I want to rank advance, or, if Jackie's ranked, what in the company, I'm like, okay, well, I want to be ranked that, it's kind of like that friendly competition, but also someone that I can go to for advice or if I need help. So it's been really cool. And I can actually really relate to her because her husband plays professional sports also. Her husband plays basketball. And they're actually overseas right now. So Jackie's in Russia right now doing a Zoom chat with us, which is really cool. And it's 6 a.m. where she's at right now. So a huge thank you to her for getting up and chatting with us. I just really, really appreciate it. So I'm going to share a little bit about Jackie, kind of her stats and why we should all kind of pay attention to what she's doing. And then I'm just going to let her kind of take it away, so we're not on the call too long tonight. So first, I want to say last month, we kind of had our best month ever as a team. We had so many people not only hit Success Club, but also have Success Club points on the board, which is fantastic. That means you guys are filling your challenge groups. You're getting people trying the products. But the most important thing is getting new coaches from those points that you're selling. So you're hitting all these Success Club points, but if you're not able to ever convert these Success Club points into coaches on your team, you're kind of missing a huge part of that business that's not only going to support you financially, but you're kind of going to build this huge community of support with people of like-minded people, and it's just super fun. I mean, I love getting on these calls and seeing all of you people, and the reason that you guys are here is because someone reached out to you and invited you to find out more about coaching. So a little bit more about Jackie. So last year, she ended the year ranked 100 in the company out of over 400,000 other coaches. She's a 5-star diamond elite coach, which is the highest ranking you can get with Beachbody, the elite part. She is a Success Club 5 legend, which means she's hit Success Club 5 consecutively for 24 plus months. And she is a Success Club 10 All-Star, which means she's hit Success Club 10 12 plus months. So she also, the reason I asked her to kind of chat about this is she is a power recruiter. I remember the first time we got on the call together, we were talking about how many coaches we had recruited, how many Success Club points, and she just kind of was like, oh yeah, I recruited 10, maybe 12 coaches this month. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, you recruited how many? And she's like, oh yeah. And I mean, that's just her every month. And I even think that month she said she added, 5 coaches to her husband team and 10 coaches to her team. It was just so yeah, no big deal. So she is a power recruiter, and it's something she's really, really good at. And she looks at it from a completely different way. So I think a lot of us, when we think of recruiting and adding coaches, it is by getting people into a challenge group and getting them to coach after they've gotten results. But Jackie kind of twists it a little bit and thinks of it from a whole different perspective. So all that being said, I'm going to let her kind of take it away. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure you mute your line so we don't have any background noise while she's talking. So go for it. It's all yours.
Okay, well, thanks, Kelly. That was so nice of you to say all that stuff. So I want to kind of preface that by saying I have gotten really good at recruiting, but I was terrible at recruiting as a new coach, like awful at recruiting. It was the one thing that I was so bad at. I didn't get it at all. Um, Really, probably for at least like 6 to 8 months as a new coach. And so it was something that I worked really hard at to figure out and figure out how I can get good at it. Like when I started, I didn't even know this was a network marketing company. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know you were supposed to recruit in coaches. Like I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm just going to be a fitness coach and I'm going to help people achieve their goals. Yes, but no, you know what I mean? Like there's so much more to it. And so right now, if you're not a strong recruiter, know that you can become a strong recruiter. It just takes practice. It takes kind of honing in your skills and figuring out how to be good at it and just improving on yourself. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Kelly kind of told you a little bit about me and kind of where I came from. And I think the reason why Kelly and I have a little bit different approach on recruiting is because of how I started my business and how I kind of came into this. So like she said, my husband is a professional basketball player. And so for the past 8 years, we have been traveling like all over the world for his job. And Kelly kind of has a similar situation where her husband is, an athlete, and it's kind of a crazy lifestyle. And so basically, I had been struggling for several years trying to figure out how I could make my own career fit with my husband's career. And it was something that I really, just struggled with for a long time because, I couldn't hold a job overseas. Like nobody wants to hire you over here unless they know you're going to be there, long term. The only kind of positions I could find over here were, maybe like teaching English and stuff like that. And then it's really hard to get a work visa. So it was always just really tough for me to find something that I could do and that I could pursue while my husband was pursuing his career. And basically I searched all over the place and I ended up, just trying so many different things. And I totally had like that career ADD. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. I could not figure out any job that would fit with our lifestyle, that I would actually enjoy. So, basically, I got involved with coaching when I was kind of searching on a basketball wives like Facebook group, and that's how I found my coach. And she told me, about Beachbody coaching. And of course, I'm skeptical just like everyone else. It took me a while to sign up, but I ended up doing it. But when I started, it wasn't because I needed the fitness accountability. It wasn't because I needed the challenge group. I didn't even need, I was at that point, I had already had like my own, transformation with clean eating, like years before I discovered clean eating. And I had lost like 10 to 15 pounds and just felt really good. I was already passionate about helping other people learn about nutrition. I was already passionate about helping other people learn about health and fitness. And so for me, it was more about me paying it forward and about me finding something that I could be excited about and be passionate about, and really just find a career that suited my lifestyle and something that I love doing. And so I jumped in right away, and I was never ever in a challenge group. I never used the products before. So I had no experience with any of that. I just knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew this could be the outlet in which I could do it. And so I started right away running my own challenge group. Like I was pregnant when I started coaching, which a lot of people don't know. And my daughter's 2 now. Well, she'll be 2 in like a couple weeks. So I was pregnant with her when I started, and I wasn't really like, I was trying to keep a healthy lifestyle. I was pregnant or whatever, but wasn't necessarily trying to like lose weight or reach any weight loss goals or, any type of thing like that. And I was in Ukraine for my husband's job when I actually signed up to be a coach. And basically I couldn't even get my Shakeology. I didn't, Beachbody On Demand didn't exist at that point. So I didn't have my workouts. And so I just kind of like just figured out like, okay, I got to run this challenge group. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have any of the workouts and I don't even have Shakeology, but I'm just going to figure out how to run a challenge group. And I just kept inviting people to join my challenge group. And eventually, you know, figured out how to do it. It took a long time. But basically, the whole point of, you know, me sharing my story is saying, I think it took me having like a little bit different mindset than what most coaches have, because most coaches come in and they're already using the programs. But for me, that wasn't the case. And so that's kind of my approach on recruiting, is trying to find people that are like me and people that are looking for just an opportunity. And while I do recruit fitness challengers and turn them into coaches and stuff like that, but that is not necessarily what I'm good at. I'm good at finding people that need an opportunity. And I'm also good at showing my fitness challengers the value in why they should become a coach before they even start a fitness challenge group. And so my kind of approach to that whole thing is, I feel like if somebody comes to me and they're telling me they want to change their life, they want to get healthier, they want to get in shape, and they want to join my fitness challenge group, my first inclination is to say, well, you need to become a coach. Why? Because number one, you're going to get the discount. So obviously that makes sense. Like, who doesn't want to save money? And I want to help you save money, because you're going to do this long term. You're not just going to do this for 30 days. You're going to do this for as long as it takes to get you healthy and to get you living a healthy lifestyle. And so I try to help them see the vision of that before they even get signed up as a challenger or a coach. And I say, you're going to get, you know, I recommend them getting signed up as a coach. I give them the option to not. So if, you know, obviously I have people that don't want to do that, but I would say a majority of them do, because they want this to be a lifestyle change. They want to feel healthier long term. They just don't want it to stop there. And I feel like if I can give them that opportunity to save the discount and to really get involved in the community and make this like a long-term lifestyle change, then they're probably going to start working the business too. And if I can get them into my team page because they signed up as a coach, I add my discount coaches to our team page, and they can see, you know, that it's not so hard. You know, coaching isn't so hard. We're just like this fun family on Facebook, and, you know, we help people and all of that. If they can see a little bit of the business side of things, then they're going to get excited and be like, you know what, I can do this too. So that's kind of my approach, is to sign up people right away. And no, not everybody, you know, that I sign up as a discount coach is going to, you know, just fly and take up, you know, become a business builder. But I've had diamond coaches sign up that way. And so I just think that it's a lot of value for them. And it's a great way to get kind of their feet wet and see, is this something that I want to pursue in the long run? And if not, that's okay. But at least I can save money, and I can keep doing my Shakeology long term because I'm saving money on it every month. Okay, so I have 5 tips for you guys on recruiting coaches to your team. And specifically, we're going to be talking about business building coaches, because that's obviously what you guys are probably struggling with the most, is like, you can get all the fitness challengers in, but how do you recruit business building coaches to your team? So I tell this to my team all the time, and nobody really likes to hear this, but first and foremost, if you want to recruit better coaches to your team, you've got to self-evaluate yourself. So you've got to think about, like, what kind of person do you want to recruit to your team? And think about all of the characteristics that that person has. Are they a strong leader? Are they motivated? Are they disciplined? Are they determined? Go-getter? All of that type of stuff. Think of, you know, 5 to 10 characteristics that you want in your ideal coach. And then decide on a scale from 1 to 10, how well are you doing those things? So on a scale from 1 to 10, how disciplined are you? On a scale from 1 to 10, how motivated are you? Rate yourself on all of those different characteristics and attributes. And the bottom of the line is, if you are not excelling in those areas, or trying to improve yourself in those areas, you're not going to recruit coaches who are going to be strong in those areas as well. Because like attracts like, we know that. If you've done the avatar thing where you figure out who your ideal customer and coach is, like attracts like. And so really the bottom line is you've got to focus on your own personal development. You've got to focus on leadership development, becoming a stronger leader, and stronger leaders are going to be attracted to you. It's going to come through in your posts. It's going to come through in your energy. All of that stuff is going to come through on social media when you're having conversations with people. So first and foremost, you have to work on yourself if you want to recruit stronger coaches to your team. All right, so number 2, post more about coaching. So what you post about, people are going to do. If you're posting all about fitness all the time, people are going to sign up for your challenges. You're going to have lots of challengers, but you're probably not going to have as many coaches. You have to, just like your fitness challengers trust you to help them achieve their goals, you have to give people a reason on social media for them to trust you in the business side of things. So it can't just all be fitness. It has to be both. It has to be fitness and business. You've got to figure out how to be confident in the business side and share that just as much as you do the fitness. So one thing that my coaches, kind of express concern about is, well, I'm only an Emerald coach. Like, I don't feel like I've even got a handle on this business that well. So how can I be confident about the business side of things when I haven't even figured things out myself? Right? And so you kind of have this like insecurity about it that you don't want to post about it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, because it just out of fear. You really just kind of have to get out of your own way and realize, well, you know what, you actually are an expert. And somebody who is watching you on social media doesn't know how to sign up a challenger. They don't know how to get someone started with a challenge pack. You do. You can teach them how to do that. A brand new coach doesn't know how to get to Success Club 5. You do, because you've done it before. And you can teach somebody else how to do that. So you are an expert in that. You're an expert in Success Club or whatever it is that you've achieved so far in this business. If you know how to get to Emerald rank, you can teach somebody else to get to Emerald rank. It's not that hard, right? Once you got there, you're like, oh, that wasn't bad. So you don't have to be a diamond or a star diamond or whatever, an elite coach, to portray confidence on your social media, to portray confidence with the people that you're talking to about becoming a coach. You just have to know that you already know more than they do. So be confident in that and don't hold back. Like, just get out of your own way and know that you've got to give these people a reason to trust you. So the way you can do that, and this is number 3, is kind of start adjusting your language on social media. And for me, I saw a huge switch in coaches I was recruiting. Like, I literally went from recruiting like 2 coaches a month to recruiting like 8 coaches a month, like just from making this switch in my language on social media and becoming more confident. So instead of saying things like, I'm doing this side business because I want to make like a little bit of extra money, like don't talk about that, because you're going to attract coaches from that. You're going to attract maybe some hobby coaches, maybe some discount coaches, but you're not going to attract business builders talking like that. You're going to attract business builders by talking about where you see yourself going, because most people don't have a vision for where they want to go in this life. Like, most people are just living day to day. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They have no idea where their future is headed. And if you are the person out there talking about where you see your future going, like, I talk all the time about my husband retiring. He's not retired yet. He's probably not going to retire for a couple more years, but I talk about it all the time because I know that Beachbody has given me that future, that because of Beachbody, he's going to be able to retire from his career, and we're going to be able to just, he'll be like, he can do whatever he wants. He could be a stay-at-home dad, or he could go get a job that he really loves. Who knows? But I talk about just the future aspects of things. So you don't have to be there now to talk about it now. Does that make sense? Hopefully. And then adjust like the words that you're using, like speak to that person, speak to that motivated person that you want to be on your team. So when you're crafting a call to action, use language like, motivated. I'm looking for 5 motivated, driven ladies to join my team. Or I'm looking for go-getters. I'm looking for women who are willing to work hard now for, a life of freedom. Like talk, use those adjectives that you wrote in your, who you want to be your ideal coach. Use those adjectives when you're crafting your posts on social media and really speak to that person. And then also kind of think back, like, what made me want to pursue coaching as a career? What made me want to do more with this than just get the discount? What made me want to actually pursue a life of freedom? Like, what post did you see from your coach? What post did you see on the team page if you were in your team page at that point? Like, think about that stuff. Like, I can vividly remember stalking my coach on Facebook and seeing all of her different posts, like, oh my gosh, I love this business. Like, I'm so excited about what I'm achieving and the goals that I'm achieving. And I am a very goal-oriented person. Like, I'm a goal-driven person. And so seeing that, I was like, what is she doing? Like, I want to do that. That sounds really cool. And so think about like the words that your coach used to attract you into the business. Like, what is it that got you excited? And use that type of language in your own posts. You have to really like emotionally connect with people to get them to kind of grasp the concept of coaching and be moved enough to be able to join before they've maybe ever used the programs or products. And even like your fitness challengers now, those people are watching you like a hawk. You know what I mean? Because, they're already getting the results, and they want to see what else you have to offer them as well. All right. So number 4 is, just invite direct to the opportunity. Like, I made it a practice to invite like 10 to 15 people to the coaching opportunity, even if they had never tried the products, even if they had no idea what Beachbody was. I would just say, this is just kind of an example. Hey girl, I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm sure you've seen all my posts about Beachbody coaching and about fitness, but I can't stop thinking about how good you would be at this. I know it's crazy, but have you ever considered doing what I do? And just ask 10 to 15 people that every single week. Because honestly, like, I've asked people that and I've been like, oh, they're not going to be interested. But then you ask and they're like, yeah, like, I've seen your post. Like, what is it that you do? And people they get interested. And one thing I was telling Kelly, like, the other day is, it takes, if somebody has never used the programs or products before and they're not familiar with Beachbody at all, I feel like it's a much longer process for them from the point you invite them to the point that they actually become a coach. And for me, it took me about 4 months, but I've had coaches where it took them over a year to sign up. They've never used the programs, never used the products. They've just been watching, and I invited them to the opportunity, checked in with them, followed up with them. It takes them that long because they don't have the experience with it and they don't know what the product line is like. They don't know what it can do for them. So obviously getting the product in their hands is a big thing, but not everybody is going to be drawn to the products. Like I said before, that wasn't me. I wasn't like, yes, I've got to do a home workout. Like, that wasn't what I was like excited about. I was excited about the business. So give people an opportunity to learn about the business first. Obviously, the drill on, writing down your dream team. Write out a new dream team like every couple of months. Who are those people that you want to see, that you want to work with? Who are those people that maybe wouldn't do a challenge group, but maybe they would want to join the business side of things, and then send those invites out to them. Okay, so number 5 is, and I actually got this point from Bonnie Engel, and so maybe you guys have heard it, but it's really helped me in my business, and that's battle your objections publicly. So everybody's going to have objections, obviously, to coaching. I'm not a shake person. I'm too busy. I don't really have time. I'm working a full-time job, or obviously you guys know all the objections. talk about those publicly. Like every time you get an objection from somebody that you're talking to about coaching, write it down and craft a post around it. Like make people, if somebody tells me no, I want to make them like wish they had told me yes. So I'm going to be like talking about whatever objection they gave me on my social media, like that next day or that day, just so that they see like this is for real. Like I wasn't just saying this stuff in the message privately. Like I am for real. And I think it just helps give just a little bit more, like it makes you a little bit more honest, I guess, and it makes them kind of believe you a little bit more. Like, okay, if they're posting this publicly, then they're for real. Like this business really is legit. If somebody thinks it's like a pyramid scheme, like talk about that on social media. Okay, so number 6. Oh, I said I had 5, but this is 6. Sorry. I have 6 tips. Okay, so number 6 is be an interviewer. So anytime I talk to somebody about the coaching opportunity, maybe they approach me or maybe I approach them, doesn't matter. I am going to first ask them a lot of questions and kind of pre-qualify them, because I don't ever want anybody to think that I am begging them to join my team or I'm like desperate for them to join my team. And I think that's kind of the impression we can give off sometimes when we get too excited. We're like, oh my gosh, you want to join my team? Like, I'm so excited. You can sign up for a challenge pack, and like you tell them all this information and you just like totally vomit everything on them. And then they're like, okay, maybe I don't want to do this. And then they kind of just sit back and they're like, all right, I'm going to wait. So be an interviewer, like ask them, that's great. I'm glad you're interested in joining. Like, what is it that interests you? Just the same that you would do for a fitness challenger. And you would say, what are your goals? You know, you ask them their goals and what they want to achieve before you sign them up, and you have to get to know them and make sure this is a good fit. You've got to make sure this is a good fit for your potential coaches. And so I have a recruiting follow-up like interview script, and I sent it to Kelly so that you guys could see it. I don't know if she shared it with you guys yet, but basically I will have people watch like some sort of, business opportunity webinar. I'll have them, go into a sneak peek group just so they can get a sense for what the business is about. And then I'll basically interview them and say like, what did you like about it? What did you like about the videos that you watch? I'll ask them, what kind of work do you do now? What do you like about what you do? What do you not like about what you do? I will ask them, are they self-motivated? Like, do they want to be a business owner? Do they want to be their own boss? Do they want to work from home? Just asking them these questions and kind of pre-qualifying them. Ask them, what is it that they want to get out of the business? Do they want to just get the discount? Do they want to build a full-time income? Why do they think that they'd be a good coach? And you really are just like interviewing them. And if it's the one thing I've learned, like asking questions is key. And it's the same thing, with your fitness challengers, but you've got to ask questions. Lots and lots of questions, because that's what controls a conversation. And that's what gets people talking about what it is that they really want in life. And then, you ask them how many hours can they commit to working their business every day. Then they know, okay, this is going to take some commitment, so that when they come into this, they're not thinking like, oh, this is going to be easy. You're still going to get people that think that this is going to be easy, and they get in and they're like, oh crap, this is hard. And then they kind of fall off. But you're going to have more people that realize that this is a real business opportunity. It takes hard work, and I'm going to have to commit certain hours to doing it. And then when they enter into your team page, they enter into your new coach training or whatever it is that you have going on, they're already like in the mindset that this is going to take some work, and they're ready to learn. And so that's kind of how I go about like finding my coaches and recruiting. I hope those tips helped you guys. I don't know if you want to like open it up to questions or.
Yeah, I do. Let me get it back. That was awesome. That helped me. So I'm sure it had to.
Good.
It looks like, Laura, you had a question?
Yes. Okay, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie.
You're welcome.
So my question would be, I know you said that you reach out to like 10 to 15 people a week, or that's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? I'm assuming you've run out of your warm market by now, like 2 years in. Are you just reaching out to people that are liking your page, liking posts? Like what are you doing with that?
Yeah, so now I run ads through my Facebook like page. And I'll run like a coaching ad every single month. And I'm going to have to give a plug right now because I learned how to run my like page and run ads from Jesse Reagan's Social Team Builder. So if you guys don't know who he is, look up Jesse Reagan, Jesse. That's right, Jesse. And it's Reagan, Reagan. And he, I fiddled around with ads for like a year and I wasted so much money. And I got some people from them, but once I did his training, he really taught me how to do it the right way. So I have to give a plug to him because he's really awesome. And he has a new training starting up, like I think this next week. So look him up. But he taught me how to do ads. So I run an ad every month for coaching. Sometimes I'll run an ad for challenge groups, depending on if I want to do that. And then that's kind of where I'm finding new people that are interested in coaching. But then I'll see who's engaging on my page, both pages, like my personal page and on my fitness page. And I'll just see who's engaging and I'll try and reach out and send those people messages and just kind of get conversations started. So I'm definitely mostly working in the cold market, but I still have people like I just had one of my friends from college just message me today and be like, hey, I think I want to coach. And I'm just like, okay. So you'll still get people that'll come out. So I still definitely go back to my personal page and try and figure out okay, I know I've missed people here that this might be good for. And so I'll look into that. But for the most part, yeah, they're coming from my page.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going to tell you guys too, I bumped to the top of, I added the recruiting follow-up interview that Jackie had just mentioned. And I also bumped to the top of the page something she had sent me back in November, which was the verbiage that she uses when she turns a challenge pack sale into a coach sale right away. So that'll help give you guys some ideas on how to do that. What other questions are there? You guys all master recruiters now? Are you guys fired up? I don't know about you, but I'm fired up to try these things and see what I can do differently. I'm kind of excited about it. Any more questions? Anything else you guys are having trouble with?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So how often do you post about coaching in a week? Because I'm trying to figure out what a good balance is. How often do I post about that on my personal page before I get to
so I don't know if you guys have recently learned this, but only 7% of your friends actually see your posts. So the reach on posts is so low that I feel if I post about it once a day, I'm not necessarily posting a call to action every single day. I'm posting a call to action I kind of go through, I don't know if you guys use the marketing, a marketing calendar or whatever, but for me, I follow basically what Melanie with Mitro teaches, and it's the first 2 weeks of the month, you're recruiting for challengers. The second 2 weeks of the month, you're recruiting for coaches. And so when I'm recruiting for coaches, those second 2 weeks of the month, I'm talking about coaching every single day. It's not necessarily a call to action every single day, but I would say probably 3 times a week. It's some type of call to action, 2 to 3 times a week. But even now, right now I'm trying to recruit for more people in my challenge group, and I'm still talking about coaching because I know if I talk about coaching every day or every other day, the people that sign up for my fitness group or for my fitness challenge are probably going to sign up as coaches too, even if it's just to start out as a discount, but they've already seen a little bit of a sneak peek on what coaching is just from watching me a little bit. And so I feel if I sprinkle in coaching, every day or every couple days, then, more people are going to like kind of be drawn to be interested in signing up as a coach too.
I have a question to kind of piggyback on what Carly just asked. When you said 2 to 3 times you post about coaching, is that your personal page or your like page?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you post this on both pages, or do you do different posts?
I pretty much post like the same stuff. Some like there's certain things that I won't post on my fitness page. Like I don't really post like workout videos on my personal page. That's one thing that I just don't do because they never do well. They always do really well on my fitness page. I don't post like many pictures of like my family on my fitness page. Like I keep that to my personal, but for the most part, like anything like, like coaching related, I'll post on both.
Do you do anything on Instagram?
Yeah, I do. I use Instagram, and I post just everything. Like I just post all the same stuff. Like I don't really change up my posts on Instagram.
Okay.
And I do get coaches from Instagram as well. Not as many. I would say most of my team has come from my like page.
Did you see the question that just popped up?
Yeah. What do you do when someone says not right now? Okay, so if they're not ready, they're not ready. And you don't want to ever like push someone into joining, because when they get in, they're not going to produce because they're just not going to be in the right mindset. So I keep them on my list, and I follow up with them the next month and see if they're ready the next month. Like just check in with them and, send out a hey girl message to them, once a month or every other month, and check in and see how they're doing, keep engaged with them, and just wait till they're ready. Like I said, it takes people, like I've had coaches wait over a year to sign up with me. So it does take people time, and you have to wait until it's their time and not your time. How many times? Okay. So if I really want somebody to be on my team, I will just keep I won't necessarily always follow up with them and ask them about coaching, but I'll just keep that relationship going. Like make sure that I'm connected to them and knowing what's going on in their life, once a month or whatever. And then every couple of months, if I feel like, okay, I've asked them about coaching like a billion times, but they're still not ready, I will maybe every couple of months ask them again about coaching, invite them to a sneak peek or something like that, whatever I have going on. Because I have one girl, a coach on my team, I'm just thinking of specifically, who I really wanted her to be on my team. And she just wasn't ready. She was interested, but she was not ready for the longest time. And I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, I am so annoying her. She's got to be so annoyed with me. She's almost a diamond coach now. She's one coach away from being diamond. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I would have stopped messaging her, if I would have stopped communicating with her, she would not be here. And one day, finally, I was just I messaged her again, and she was like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to do this now. And it just took her a year to work up the courage and feel like she was in the right place to really jump in and do it. But I don't ever leave people alone if I really want them to be on my team. Now, if I don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily excited about somebody being on my team, then I'll just kind of be okay, I don't need you. You know what I mean? I don't ever want people to think I'm begging them to be a part of this,
That's so funny. I'm good if you don't join my team. But at the same point, you do want to be a representation of you and your business, and you're going to be working with these people and answering their questions, and they're going to be bugging you on your messenger and stuff. You want to make sure you like the people that are bugging you.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to I told this to my coaches, I'm I want people on my team that I'm going to go on vacation with, because we're going to go on these success club trips for the next 30 years. You have to like each other.
So true. I was just reading She says no because she has too much on her plate. You know what? I was gonna chime in. So perfect example, Dusty. Use that in your posts on social media. So when you're talking about, when you're talking about coaching, say, I'm sure a lot of you don't want to jump into coaching because you feel like you don't have a lot of time. Well, let me tell you from my experience, blah, 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 or however you want to shape a post about that. But also kind of what Jackie says, if your friend's not ready to jump in, maybe it's just an excuse. Because I truly believe that when people are ready to dive in, and like Jackie had said, if you're finding those business builders and you're using those words like go-getter, motivated, determined, hardworking, and people are ready to go, they're going to dive all in and they're going to figure this business out, whether you teach them, train them, do anything, they're going to figure it out. So the people that are giving you excuse after excuse, maybe it just isn't for them or isn't a right time for them. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Jackie.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure. I keep getting like an echo. Do you guys hear that?
Here, let me mute mine. See that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I think for people that kind of give the time excuse, I know I gave the time excuse before I started coaching because I was like, at that point I was working and I was exhausted and I had to like let my life slow down a little bit before I could commit. And the good thing when you think about it is like when they do give the time, well, not always, but a lot of the time, if they're giving the time excuse, it's because they want to go 100%. Like when they commit, they want to like go all in and give as much of their time as possible. And I know that's how I felt about it. But I think for sure, like battling those objections publicly is huge and letting them know like, hey, like I've got a busy, crazy life too, and I'm still making this work. But then also like talking to them and saying, hey, like what kind of job do they have? Is there anybody else on your team that has a similar job that's making this business work? Like give them a story, give them an example of somebody else like who is in a similar situation to them that is doing well and has a business and is making it all work and figuring things out, and now their life is improving instead of kind of staying stuck where it is. So if they want to change, they don't like their job, they want to change, then give them a story of how they can and how somebody else is doing it and they can do it too if they want to. So I think like stories are really big, just sharing stories of other people on your team or other people that you know, just so they know that it is possible.
I have a question. So with coaches that you like go through those interview questions with, which I think is so awesome, and they say, I'm not really sure that I want to work the business right now, but I want to sign up for the discount. You said you plug them into your team page, right? And then how often do you follow up with them to see if they're, what do you do? Because I mean, I don't want to be pushy with people, but I have some people that I'm like, I know they'd be great, but they're not ready, but they still want the discount and they're on my team page, but I don't know how else to, I don't want them to feel overwhelmed at the same time if they're not ready. I was just curious what you do.
I don't really do that. Like if I'm recruiting like fitness challengers and then I'm telling them, hey, it makes more sense for you to sign up as a coach because of X, Y, and Z. I don't really go through the recruiting script with them, like the questions or whatever. That's just specifically for people who I think like need this business opportunity, for whatever, like financial reasons or, they just want a career change, whatever it is. But when I do get discount coaches and I have them in the team page, I mean, I treat them like challengers. I don't really treat them any different than challengers. I just will keep following up with them and making sure, they're getting results and stuff like that, just like you would with a fitness challenger. But then I think that they just kind of poke around the team page. Like some of them will poke around the team page and kind of see what it's all about and then kind of get more inspired from that, if that makes sense. So, I kind of just do the same thing. And then I'll follow up with my discount coaches and just be like, so like you're getting awesome results. Like if they're not at that point, like so excited that they want to work the business, because a lot of them will get to that point, but others won't. And I'll kind of reinforce it and just be like, hey, I'll actually invite those people to get on like a business opportunity call and be like, I know like you're already getting the discount and that's great. Like, no pressure to sign, to do any more with it. But I think you would be really great at this. Like just like you would for, a challenger that you're converting to a coach, kind of do the same thing and be like, hop on this webinar and check it out. I really think that you would be awesome at it. You're already like doing what I do, but not getting paid. You're just getting the discount.
Yeah,
So,
that's super helpful. Thanks.
Mhm.
Any more questions before we wrap it up for tonight? All right. Well, thanks again, Jackie. I think this was really, really helpful for a lot of us. So I really appreciate the time to jump on this morning. Well, morning for you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And if you guys think of a question that you want me to shoot to Jackie after the fact, just send me a message or post it on the Hard Hitters page, and I'll send it over to her.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.